Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is sopamanxx, and I love to play Red Orchestra 2, but you shouldn't play it because it's too hard for you. And as you already saw in the title of this, I wanted to make a little video, just a very, I don't know how long it's going to be. Honestly, I don't really script my stuff when I make videos, as some people have complained about in the last year's videos. Like they said like, hey man, like make a script and follow it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not a script person. So I potentiate my strengths and try to mitigate my own weaknesses. But what I wanted to talk about today, or tonight, right now it's 2:18 a.m. of Saturday, the 9th of May, 2026, when I recorded this, because I couldn't sleep. I took a nap and then I'm still fully energized. This is kind of a problem. And also, as a side note, before I start the video, but I really do want to edit these videos. I really do, but I'm looking at a tutorial right now of like DaVinci Resolve. I'm terrible at editing videos. Like, I have edited videos in the past. It is a true like work of pain and suffering to try and edit a video without any knowledge of it. I feel like DaVinci Resolve is a lot like golf, in the sense that you can be using the program for years, but if no one ever taught you formally how to hold the club, how to do a swing, how to do a follow-up, then you're never going to be able to play your full potential. But anyway, I'm going to show you a little clip of this. This is from the movie Behind Enemy Lines that came out in 2001. Obviously, I don't own anything. I mean, I don't think I need to say it, or maybe I do for legal purposes, but this movie came out, and like I said, the purpose of this video is to talk about this guy and this actor, which if you can see up here, I'm going to talk about this stuff right here, because there's something that happened to this guy. Michael Vladimir Mashkov is his name. He's 62 years old now, according to what I read. And I'm going to kind of do a little follow-up on this guy and see what he's been doing, because there's a clip here. I mean, just... I'm going to pause this for a second, just volume. I can hear them. So the reason is, if you don't know what this video is about, okay, anyway, we're gonna skip all this part. So if you don't know what this video is about, then, and sorry about the quality, but I couldn't find any like better quality. There were a lot of clips about this guy, but in case you don't know, some people know, I think most people know when they play GTA 4, that this guy is the inspiration for Niko Bellic. I'm not gonna Google Niko Bellic. I don't think it's necessary, because we all know who he is. He's our favorite Croatian, Serbian, Slovakian, whatever person even the developers of Rockstar said like, hey, we don't know where he's from. He's like from everywhere, nowhere in Southern Europe. But this guy here, I don't think they give him a name in the movie. I've watched Behind Enemy Lines quite a few times when I was a kid in HBO, and they talk about him a lot, so I forgot to turn the music. My bad. There we go. But they talked about it a lot like that, and like the idea is that this guy, to give you the long story, or the short story, because it's not a long story, is that this guy played Behind Enemy Lines. The people at Rockstar, who had just finished GTA 3, they were like, okay, we made GTA 3, we got our $1 billion, it's time for us to make the sequel, which they released in 2008. So that's 7 years of difference. So they must have started working on it in like 2004, 2005, whenever the original GTA 3 came out. I don't know when the original GTA 3 came out. I don't think it's relevant, but they watched this guy and they said, oh my god, this guy is perfect for us to play with him as our new character. And you can see, obviously, like I said, this guy is just like, if you've never seen the beta footage of GTA 4, look it up. This guy literally looks like Niko Bellic in the beta version, maybe with a little bit less arrow. But if you see his face, you're like, this is Niko Bellic. This is just like, it's exactly the same. There's no argument about this. This guy is exactly the same. There are a lot of scenes in the movie. I'm not going to show you the whole clip. He gets him up, and he... Fire in the hills. Fire in the hills at nothing. But I mean, this guy... Send me just me. And then we get this beautiful shot. I'm going to show you if I can find it here on YouTube, right here. I mean, this is Niko Bellic. Like, the pose, the walking, the kind of like hunched over, kind of like very Serbian, Slovakian. Like, you can see the posture there also. Like, just leaning forward, almost like Leon from Resident Evil 9. But he's got that like little posture and everything. He's got the look. At the end, I mean, and this guy just made a video about it. If I could like it, I would. But it's the same guy. This was the inspiration for Niko Bellic. Nothing special about this so far. But what I do want to talk about is this guy, the actor, because there's something that I don't think many people do know about, or some people maybe have mentioned it on YouTube in passing, is that this man was, as a matter of fact, was the person who was originally asked to play as Niko Bellic. And I think it would have worked. I don't think he would have done a bad job of being the actor for it. You can tell that he's been an actor for a lot of time. Sadly, I'm saying this completely biased. He's unfortunately a supporter of the Russia-Ukrainian war, of the annexation. I mean, the Russians, have been doing horrible things in here, but thankfully, the Ukrainians are, in my opinion, they're at least holding. The economy of Russia is ruined. I mean, this is just really hard. Anyway, so this guy, he was raised as a formal actor. He went to Russia. I mean, I don't know any like good Russian actors, I'm sorry to say, but apparently he's been working with a lot of people, like, and some other movies, maybe like one of the most notable works of this period was the role of Tolyan is a picture of the thief, subsequently nominated for an Oscar. And then he made the movie that I think personally is his most famous movie, is Behind Enemy Lines, just because he had a character that really took control of the screen. When you see the actor, like when you see this guy, you're really like, oh, okay, I know who this guy is. I like this guy. This guy's like really being able to play it like really well. Like he has stage presence, and I think that's an advantage. He made some other videos, some other movies. I don't know where he did this. I've watched this. I think I watched it on the theaters with an ex-girlfriend or something. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, because it had that. It also had the comedian actor, that guy, whatever his name was. I forgot his name. The guy from Shaun of the Dead, basically. So, he has done other things. He's been an actor. He's into politics. He's an avid supporter of Putin, which I guess is a disadvantage. But this is the real important thing that I want to talk about, is this part right here. So, Grand Theft Auto, Mashkov claims he was in discussion with Rockstar Games to voice the character of Niko Bellic in Grand Theft Auto 4, and that the character's appearance is based on him. I mean, yes, it is. We can't even deny it. I mean, Rockstar tried to like make him legally distinct enough to say that's not me, so that I don't get sued. But if you look at the beta footage, I mean, it's all there. Really, just give it a try if you want to. I'm not going to show it here, but it's there. Especially the tracker in the 2001 movie behind. But he ultimately turned down the offer. Apparently, he said, according to this, that there's a Russian to English translator here. I don't know if it's going to work, but Russian to English. It should work here. Let me just Google it right here and see if I can put it here. Actually, the thing is, here we go. Okay, yeah. The thing is that this weird semi-scam thing, I'm really happy. Okay. That the game, I'm really happy. This is an interview that he did like many years later, according to this. I don't remember when, but it was like 2018. Made like $500 million, maybe more, I think. And GTA. That means it's the best-selling game in the world. I don't know if that's true, but yeah. And they used my image from John Moore's film Behind Enemy Lines. They liked that. I worked really hard, pieced together this homeless look, and they didn't tell me what it was back then. So according to him, and what I've read in some other interviews as well, and everything that I could find online about him, is that he basically said, well, you know what, this is a game for children, and I'm not really into video games, so I'm not going to like put this out here. I'm just going to like do my own thing, continue to be an actor. But it doesn't really captivate me. I didn't know what it was. I didn't take it seriously. This is part of what he said. Again, this is a later interview. What I read before is that he said no. Again, for the same reason. He said just, this is for children. It's for video games. And it's kind of sad because, I mean, voice acting is very different. I'm not a voice actor, obviously. I'm not even an actor. I am nothing. Just a person that randomly posts crap on YouTube. Nothing more. But I know that there's a big difference between voice acting roles and motion capture roles and like real acting roles. And there are two examples that I can think of well, there's really one really big example that I can think of, which is the actor who played Reznov in World of War, Call of Duty World of War, was I can't remember his name, but it's this famous actor, Gary Oldman. That's right. And he said like voice acting is a really different thing. Like he had to scream all his letters and everything. So I don't know exactly if he would have been good or not for the role, but he had the voice, he had the presence. I think that he would have been able to do a very good job as Niko Bellic. Now, oops, well, I'm gonna keep this here, so just in case. But then we move on to the reason that I wanted to kind of make this video. So he lost the opportunity, but then again, one thing that I don't think many people know about Michael Holick is the voice actor and motion capture actor for Niko Bellic in Grand Theft Auto 4, as the Wikipedia entry says. I mean, this is something that we already know. But the interesting thing about this, and there are two things that are kind of interesting and kind of like another point of what I wanted to make in this video, is that one of them, Vladimir Mashkov, he actually has acted in a lot of things. Like I want to point out here, like Me Avid You Abraham, I've not watched any of these movies. Like if you ask me like what movies do I know about this guy, like that I've watched, like Mission Impossible, I don't remember him here. The Edge, never heard of it. that looks like an amazing cover, by the way. That looks like Mad Max meets Mother Russia. I love it. But you can tell that he is acting. He has been acting in these Russian films. I don't know how good the Russian industry is when it comes to acting, but I mean, he is a supporter of Putin, so he's going to get all the good roles in Russia, at least. Outside of Russia, I don't know if he's going to get anything more out of this. Television, he's been doing other stuff in TV, Russian television series. I mean, Rodina, never heard of it. Raid, never heard of it. But he's been working. This is the point that I want to establish. He has worked until relatively recently, kind of 2025. He has been active, so he's been keeping busy. But then we look at Michael Holick. So they tell you his life, and he did a lot of plays, and he acted in a lot of series, Hawaii Five-0, Law and Order. I know that he's appeared. There are a couple of YouTube videos that if you Google him, that if you find him on YouTube, they're gonna show a couple of clips of him acting. I've never watched the Las Vegas production of The Lion King. We went to watch when I went to New York in 2015. Or no, 2011 actually. I remember that we went to watch Chicago, and what a hell of a good play, man. That is a really good play. I liked it. And then he was hired by Rockstar Games, so we already know that Vladimir Mashkov already rejected the role. He's like, all right, I go and make good kid movie, and he did it. And I don't think that there's a single person in the world that doesn't like Niko Bellic. Niko Bellic is relatable. He's human. He's a psychopath, kind of. But I think that out of all the protagonists, like there's who was it, like Claude Speed, there was also CJ, obviously, Carl Johnson, there was this guy, there were the three guys from GTA 5. I think that he's the most human one. Like all of them are psychopaths in the other games, or sociopaths, I don't know. But he's like the only one that's like, I do what I do not out of choice, but because like the world kind of made him like that. And he's like the nicest character in the game, even though you can play him however you want, which is kind of cool. Receiving praise for his gritty, realistic portrayal of the troubled protagonist. But this is the interesting part. And wow, he's got a cameo. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Hi, Luke. It's your buddy Mike Holick coming to you from the Minsk.
Michael Holick's unavailable. Oh, I'm sorry. Book a business video for, oh my god, that's a lot of money, man. 500,000 pesos? That's like $500. I'm not paying that amount of money for that. Are you crazy? That's really stupid. Anyway, but here's the real problem with this, and something that I don't think that many people tend to compare about him when they think, oh, but you know, you did your thing and you got paid a lot of money for it. But then you start to look at this, and if you read this right here, you read this right here. Following Grand Theft Auto 4's release, Holly had a public dispute with Rockstar Games and their parent company Take-Two Interactive. Despite the game's financial success, earning over $600 million in its first week alone, which probably went out to be $1 billion. I mean, no way. I mean, I bought the game twice. I had the box version, and then I had the Steam version. So even I, a guy that never buys the same game twice, I have 2 copies of it. Holly was reportedly paid only $100,000 for 15 months of work. So if we do the calculator, I'm going to just do my calculator right here. Like, what's 100,000 divided by 15? $100,000 divided by 15. It's $6,666 per year. So U.S. minimum salary, minimum wage in 2000 is $7.25 an hour per month. How much is that? Fuck off with the block. 1,200. So he was paying. So wow, it was roughly for a full-time 40-hour work week. 40-hour work week. What? Well, Americans haven't made easy, man. Have higher minimums such as California. Okay, that makes sense. And or New York. So he was making more than the minimum salary, but at the same time, he got paid only $100,000 for probably recording and mocapping a lot of things. Now, there's a little bit of a balance here that we need to discuss. I know that this shifted from like, oh, I didn't know that this guy was supposed to be the actor, he rejected it. But it's kind of like a follow-up to saying like, okay, so you are a relatively new actor. We gave you a lot of money at first. And I think personally that when you're starting in Hollywood or in any kind of industry like acting, that you have to start from the bottom. Like, I don't think that any actor, like if you look at a great actor like Christopher Lee, for example, before he passed away, when he was younger, he wasn't getting like paid millions of dollars for his roles. He started up from the bottom, consistently was a good actor, and then he started to get paid more. I mean, if you look at it from the perspective of like a good actor like Robert Downey Jr., for example, Robert Downey Jr. for the first Iron Man, they took a risk with him. The movie came out in 2008, and he was paid less than his co-actor who turned out to be a crazy person. I don't remember his name, but he was paid like less than the second billed actor because they were like, dude, like we're taking a chance on you, and this might not even amount to anything. And they had like that after credit scene, like we want to do the Avengers Initiative, and well, as you all know, the rest is history. And then he ended up getting paid probably like $1 billion. I don't even know. Okay, not $1 billion, but like $100 million, $200 million salary for Robert Downey Jr. to just be in those movies, and it's amazing. But he started from the bottom. Remember that this was a time period like for 5 or 6 years, so he was just like acting very little. Like he was just scraping by. He was still on drugs. He was still doing things, and people took a risk on him, and they said, "Hey, we want you to be a part of this, and if it goes well, it's gonna go great." And he did, and he consistently put out a great performance. I think that Mr. Michael Hollick, if you ever watch this, Michael, I love you, but sorry, but like he publicly criticized Rockstar. This is the part that really gets to me. He publicly criticized Rockstar and the video game industry for underpaying actors, highlighting in an interview said, unlike film or television, voice actors in games at the time received no royalties or residuals, sparking a broader conversation about fair compensation in gaming. I don't know what this is about because I haven't seen it. Grand Theft Auto, I've been robbed. Wow, really? Really? Just like that? You've been robbed? So my idea is that he complained about something and then he said like, oh, actually, he primarily placed the blame on this, but Cameo, I don't think that I would ever like want to be here. But I mean, 430 fans want Michael Hollick back on Cameo. I'm guessing that he didn't get a lot of money back because otherwise they're gonna send a message for $9. Fuck you. No. Best cameo ever. Hey Mike, thanks so much for doing the cameo, but like I would not ever pay that amount of money for them. Like, you're not that much of a big actor. And I think that when he publicly criticized Rockstar Games and everyone else, everyone just kind of looked at him and said like, you know what, this is not worth it. You did a great job, but you need to consistently do a good job if you want to continue to get roles. And this was the comparison that I was making before and that I wanted to make, besides the idea that, you know, Vladimir Mashkov said no to the movie, is he has been consistently acting all this time, maybe like one movie a year, something like that, but he's been acting. he has continued to perform in his role. He's still doing his thing, even if it's only Russian movies. And I say like a negative because Russian movies, they don't sound great. Sorry. Wait, what was this? The controversial victory of the Soviet over. Oh yeah, because that was a scam, I think. But then you look at Michael Hollick, and then you start to look at everything else. And he's been married to actress. Okay, she gave birth to their daughter. That's fantastic. But let's look at his filmography. So, short film. That's terrible. That's so sad that you were only in a short film. Again, better than nothing. But again, how much better than nothing? And then Special Victims Unit and Law and Order. I mean, I think Law and Order finished, right? Dick Wolf, the legendary Dick Wolf. And then he started to try some acting on television. Like, these are the roles that he had after the movie came out. Like, see this, Internet Superstar. We don't even get, like, look at how sad this is. Internet Superstar, Niko Bellic / guest. This is what you got after the game came out. And then this is the only role that he ever got. Makani Olua, I don't even know what that means. And Hawaii 5-0, a remake that apparently was really bad and no one liked it. And then you look at the video games and you're like, okay, he was in Grand Theft Auto. And then he was also in Grand Theft Auto. And then to splice it up, he was in Grand Theft Auto. And then he appeared in this horrible video game, Homefront, which I know about, in this very realistic portrayal of Korea taking over the world. Yeah, North Korea, the country that can barely feed its fucking population. No, actually, they can't even feed their own population. Yeah, they took over the world. It's really stupid. If you want to read about Homefront, go for it. It's a fucking comedy. It's hilarious. And then in Dying Light Cuisine and Cargo, DLC content. So you weren't even good enough to be in the fucking like original thing? You were in the DLC? That is embarrassing. Now, then we look at his theater acting. He was in Cabaret, this very famous play, and there's also that famous movie, Secret Garden. I've never watched this. I've heard about this. I think I've read this book, if I'm not crazy. Obviously, The Lion King until the present, so he's still working. And then his awards and nomination, which is Spike Video Game Award. And that's it. You can tell, 1997 till present. He's still doing what he's doing with The Lion King, and that helps to pay the bills. I respect that. But you have not done anything else in all this time. $1,050 per day. So, that's a lot of money, honestly. I think that's still a lot of money. But this is what he says about it. By Bashant Sridharan. Okay. Thank you, Basant Sridharan. GTA 4 Swiss Week, 6 million copies. Amazing. And then you look at his IMDb, he doesn't even have a picture. Now, that is sad. I'm pretty sure that if I find Vladimir Mashkarov here, I'm going to Google him afterwards. He would have been something here. But let's look at all this stuff that he's done. So, just look at everything. I don't want to, just look at everything right here. And then you see, Stop, he was in this movie. I've never heard of this. It doesn't even have a score review. That's how you know it's quality, when it doesn't even have a review or a rate. Hawaii 5-0 in 1 episode. Law and Order, 2 episodes. Endorphin doesn't even have a rating score. 1 episode. Grand Theft Auto, obviously. Criminal Order, Criminal Intent. I never really watched this one a lot. This one is the weakest of the Law and Orders, in my opinion. Sex and the City, Dickie Sailor. Dickie Sailor, what a great role. If I Google Dickie Sailor, am I going to get porn? I might. And finally, Law & Order Special Victims Unit, where he appeared in 2 episodes. So hell, he appeared in more than 1 episode. And, previous he did additional crew and, oh, wow, that's sad. He didn't even work as anyone, important. He just worked there. And stunts, well, he did the stunts, quote-unquote, in Grand Theft Auto 4. And he has a MySpace. Oh, he's got a website. Oh, that's adorable. MySpace is dead and has been dead for so many years. Never mind. Michael Hollick no longer exists. Get this domain. No, it's okay. I don't want to go there. And this is all that we know about him. That his salary was about $100,000. So $1,000 a day is a lot of money. So I think, personally. I don't know how much that's per hour, but that's got to be more than the average. Now, let's look at Vladimir Mash. called? Let's take a look at this guy and see what he's been doing. So this guy, okay, he's a basketball coach here with the from that movie, and with the hammer and sickle right there. And he's won a lot of awards and a lot of nominations. Look at this. Look at this. Like, how do you even compare this from one to the other? Like, it's like night and day. Like, this is just incredible. Like, just how much this guy has like achieved in his life. Again, Russian films, not the same thing, but he's been doing it for a long time, and he's still continuing to act, and he's still kind of there. And he didn't talk trash. Very important. He did not talk trash about not taking the role of Niko Bellic. He just said like, okay, you know what? Jewish cinema in Russia, great. Honorary award. Well, close enough. An honorary award is still an award. But he's been acting for a long time. He even got nominated for an Oscar. I don't know if that was for him, but he's still acting until this day. You can tell that the quality of the things are not really good. I mean, 3.7 out of 10 for 16 episodes. That's a lot of episodes for a bad series. But he's been acting consistently throughout all this time. He was even a director, and he's got, look, a 7 and a 7.4 movie. I'd watch it. And he was in that movie in Ghost Protocol. Amazing. I mean, again. And finally, of course, we have the major thing, but turned it down because he didn't take it seriously at the time. He said like, video games, they're never gonna really make it high on our list. Also, I don't know if this is gonna be good, but I want to read this real quick. Just, is this good? Ah, damn it. I mean, he's been amazing. 2024, a Ukrainian court sentenced Mashkov in absentia to 10 years in prison for war propaganda for encouraging the violation of Ukraine's territorial integrity. Authorities also confiscated his apartment in Odessa. Good on them, you know? Like, I don't like that whole thing that he, like, stole, that he supports the bad guys, which in this case are the Russians, 100%. So, that's it. That's what I wanted to record. Sorry for my rambling, as I usually do. But basically, the conclusion of this is, if you're an actor and you get offered a voice acting role in a video game, do it. Don't be caught Peter Dinklage, who, like, he was in a voice acting role in a video game, but he sounded like depressed. He was like, "Oh, I don't want to be here." You can look that up. I'm not gonna Google that, but there's one time where he did that. So his character again in Behind Enemy Lines, which is an okay movie, definitely a 6.5, 6.4 out of 10. Definitely not a 7 or an 8. Definitely not. It's an okay movie. It's fun, but you know, this guy Vladimir Mashkov, the tracker, still working way behind. Unrealistic but fun. Very unrealistic but very fun. I mean, any of the games, I would say it's like a 7, not even a 7.5. And, you know, a very fun movie to watch, kind of. But is the idea. So, that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I am peacing out right now. That's it for me. So, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you have this playing in your background, that's good enough for me. So, you know what to do. You know what to do. If you like the video, you know what to do. If you want to subscribe, you know what to do. I don't need to tell you that. You're all smart people. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace out. And once I watch that DaVinci Resolve video, that's like 5.5 hours, I'll try to edit my videos. I really do want to edit videos. It's just that I still don't know how, and that pisses me off. Peace out, gentlemen. Take care of yourselves. See you. Bye-bye.